biofuel converter machine that utilizes rice waste that is seasonally produced by the farmers of Karkar, Cebu, also focusing on them as the respondents of the study. This study also intends to be of significance to the following: local farmers, agricultural sectors, machinery companies and investors, public and private transportation companies, public and private vehicle owners, and local gas companies. Firstly, this study provides immense significance for local farmers. This study will help provide farmers with a convenient and sustainable energy source for their equipment, contributing to overall development in the farming community. Additionally, it addresses the issue of rising fuel prices and offers farmers an additional income stream. Secondly, this study extends its significance to the broader agricultural sectors of the Philippines, contributing to resilience and growth despite challenges such as soil degradation, climate change, and pandemic. For machinery companies and investors, public and private vehicle owners and transportation companies and local gas companies, this study holds substantial significance as it offers a cost-efficient solution to reduce reliance on imported fossil fuels. It not only fosters energy independence for companies, but also represents potential revolution, contributing to improved air quality and combating climate change. Now, let's hear from Ms. Bacalso as she discusses our target market.
Thank you, Ms. Abalia. As for the target market, the researchers have directed the marketing of the biofuel machine converter to rice farm owners that are age 18 and above, residing in Cebu province, because there are many large areas of rice fields in the location. We chose them as our main target market since they not only have a significant amount of on-farm waste, but they also have the advantage of being able to acquire expensive essential farming equipment like tractors and ATVs. Aside from that, it provides an innovative solution for waste management while supporting environmental responsibility. And with regard to our focus on rice farm owners, it could also correspond to one of the goals, which is to produce biofuel by the biocon through converting rice crop waste. Through targeted education, outreach, and partnership, we ensure accessibility and benefits for farmers, farm owners, and communities. Therefore, biocon is introduced to the market, especially for the farm rice owners. And when they adapt this technology, it will help them sustain their business in terms of fuel sourcing. Here we have Ms. Jafar to further explain the theoretical framework.
Thank you, Ms. Bacalso. As frameworks that our study, I will now elaborate on self-sufficient economic theory, the circular economic according to the late Thai King Bhumibol, the self-sufficient economic theory advocates for sustainable protect the environment and preserve resources. Transitioning to the circular economy, according to Stahel and Move, in a circular economy, the emphasis is on reducing waste and maximizing the utility of resources through recycling, reusing, and regenerating. This theory complements efficient economic theory, thus forming and completing the theoretical framework. In a practical application of these theories, the self-sufficient economic theory supports the study's invention of an agricultural machine that turns rice waste into biofuel. The circular economy, on the other hand, includes the production of biofuel, which involves the reusing and recycling of agricultural byproducts, which in turn allows the farm owners and farmers to use their own procured waste into biofuel, which is both profitable and useful for them. Here we have Ms. Deligaro to further discuss the terms frequently used on the paper. Thank you, Ms. Jaafar, for the operational definition of terms. Here we have biofuel. Biofuel is derived from organic materials such as plants or waste that can be used to generate energy, offering a more environmentally friendly alternative to conventional fossil fuels. Bioethanol is a type of alcohol fuel made from renewable sources like corn or sugarcane, used as a clean and sustainable alternative to traditional gasoline in some vehicles. A conversion machine is a device that transforms one form of input into a different output, changing something from one state or type to another. A byproduct is something produced unintentionally or as secondary result during the manufacturing or processing of a main product. Rice waste is a residual material generated during the cultivation, processing, or consumption of rice that is not utilized for the primary purpose and is often considered as agricultural or food processing leftovers. Example including rice husk and bran. Biodiesel is a renewable fuel made from natural sources like vegetable oils or animal fats, used as a cleaner alternative to traditional diesel fuel in vehicles. Transesterification is a chemical process where one kind of ester is transformed into another, often used in the production of biodiesel by converting vegetable oils or animal fats into a form of suitable for use in diesel engines. For the acid hydrolysis is a chemical process where a substance breaks down into smaller components through a reaction with an acid and the addition of water. So here's Ms. Mendoza to further discuss the review of related literature.
Thank you, Ms. DeLeo. So to proceed, in recent years, agricultural waste have gained significant attention as a promising resource due to their ready accessibility, offering the potential for conversion into valuable energy sources or useful products, as highlighted in the International Journal of Agricultural Sciences. Diesel plays a pivotal role in powering heavy machinery within the agricultural sector, essential for tasks such as planting, harvesting, crop processing, and fertilization, as emphasized by Alban. Conversely, biofuels are emerging as environmentally friendly alternatives, gaining attention for their potential to mitigate pollution from conventional vehicles and contribute to a more sustainable transportation system, as stated by Jaswani et al. The study conducted by Rehan et al. Emphasizes the fundamental role of fuel, a substance capable of undergoing combustion or other chemical reactions to release energy, often in the form of heat or mechanical work. Sarah Heldin et al. Explained that biofuels sourced from renewable biological resources like agricultural waste offer a sustainable substitute for traditional fossil fuels. The production of biofuels involves various methods, including transient purification or fermentation. Next, please. C et al. Highlight biodiesel production involving transient purification, a process where fats or oils from plants or animals react with alcohols, such as methanol or ethanol, in a catalyst. The study suggests that after specific treatments, sludge from wastewater treatment plants holds potential as a viable resource for future biodiesel production. Kovacs et al. Emphasize biomass fermentation as a natural process leading to biogas production through acid hydrolysis, yielding primarily methane and carbon dioxide, with potential applications in heat generation, electricity, and biofuels. And according to Gupta and Puhi's findings, biofuels derived from plant material emerge as a promising alternative to conventional fossil fuels, presenting a potential environmentally friendly solution. And lastly, Fiocco highlights that rice farm owners, in their pursuit of sustainable energy solutions, are actively seeking ways to reduce waste. This indicates a growing presence of innovative technologies in the agriculture sector, underscoring a commitment to fostering innovation as a means to address environmental concerns and promote more efficient waste management practices. And now, here's Sir Maglos to present the details of the product.
Thank you for that, Ms. Mendoza. Moving on to the product description. This innovative machine is designed to transform rice crop byproducts into bioethanol, uniquely utilizing bioethanol as primary reactant in the biodiesel production process. Departing from the conventional use of methanol, our technology adeptly combines bioethanol with used oil, creating a uniquely blend that undergoes a catalytic process resulting in the use of biodiesel. So let's talk about the process of turning rice crop into byproducts. The fermentation chamber, in which the process of acid hydrolysis and biomass fermentation occurs, involves the breaking of polysaccharides into monosaccharides to be readily fermented to yield bioethanol. Proceeding to the next chamber is where transesterification process occurs. The produced bioethanol is then integrated with triglyceride containing substance like vegetable oils or used animal fats. The materials required consist of bioethanol, used oil or fats, sodium hydroxide as a catalyst, and the biocon machine itself. The steps include mixing a mix of bioethanol and oil fat in a controlled ratio of 20% bioethanol to 80% oil or fat, introducing a catalyst to initiate the transesterification process, heating the mixture for breakdown, and finally separating biodiesel and glycerol. And now, here's your comment to present the details of the methodology.
Thank you, Sir Madlos. Moving on to the methodology. In this study, we utilize mixed method research design, an approach whereby researchers collect and analyze both quantitative and qualitative data within the same study, according to Alison Shorten and Joanna Smith. The mixed method approach is appropriate for our study as it allows us to first determine the likelihood of farmers and rice farm owners investing in and utilizing the product. This involves measuring certain factors or variables through a survey questionnaire and inviting respondents to complete the research instrument. The variables that are being measured using the 4-point Likert scale are the environmental impact of agri-waste disposal, the price consideration of consumers, and the potential benefit of the biocon machine. This is to ensure the extent of expertise and understanding of the farmers and farm owners when it comes to their agricultural work. Second, the researchers will conduct a physical survey through interviews in Karkar, Cebu City, with the rice farmers and rice farm owners. The researchers have chosen Karkar, Cebu City, since they have one of the largest population of rice farmers and rice farm owners in the province of Cebu. The selection of this local is based on the expectation that it will be a suitable source for the full data needed for the study. This method is employed to explore the process of making biocon machine and its implementation by users. Additionally, the researchers aim to gather data about their experiences and feedback regarding the adaptation of the machine to produce biofuel for fueling machines and effectively utilize the high production of rice byproducts through the biocon. And that is all for our research. Thank you.
All right, sige. You're good na. That is the final statement.
Yes, miss.
Sige. Basically, no, you weren't able to finish your entire presentation for the given time, which is 15 minutes. Need jud na ninyo sa human in 10 minutes because you will really have to end your presentation, but not in the way you ended your presentation now. Dili mo end ug like diretso na dahil mo. Ano na ganun times up. Mo diretso na dahil ingon. That's all. Thank you. Very wrong with siya. Ha? Kanang how will you end man your presentation day if ever nga ma-times upon you?
Um,
Can
we
you
will.
do that part? Just in case. Since may in charge sa last na statement.
Si Kuan, miss. Si Neil, miss. And siya man ang last nga mo speaker, miss.
Sige, how will
Yes,
you
ma'am.
end it man?
We will end it by saying that for for further questions and elaboration of the terms and details, more details about our research, will be we are opening. I will be opening the question. Wait. For further for more further questions and details about our research study, um, please ask us and
Okay, sige, wala pa na, no?
Oh,
Kanang if ever mauna sa ang actual nga presentation,
uh,
murag very minus should kaayo
yes, ma'am.
sa gani kanang presentation flow o sa inyong preparedness. So, naabot din na siya sa rubric. So, you really have to prepare a separate script just in case ma mahutdan mo og time during your presentation because ang inyong panelist will be um, very strict with sa time kay 15 minutes is 15 minutes and I think you already know that may part did na siya sa orientation. So hopefully you can still adjust your presentation no or like your script, making sure that you will be able to present everything within the allotted time. Kay no extension jud will be given in case nga mahuman ang 15 minutes. And then, kanang siguro later, itingob lang ako ang comments, no? But kadto lang sa siya. For now, this time, let's proceed with the Q&A. Automatic siya ha, nga naay mutubag, dili ko ganahan nga magtawag ko og tao. So, dapat siya automatic din siya sa inyong end. Diha. Sige. Let's start. First question. I'd like to know what inspired
Wait lang,
you
ma.
to propose this innovation.
Ah, ditso, ditso, ditso.
So, first of all, Miss, the thing that inspired us to create this innovation will direct us to the research gap or the research problem that we are trying to give highlight and give attention to, which is the rising fuel and rice prices and the hardships of the
Tubag mo
Filipino farmers, wherein if we look at the news and the different informations presented to us, their profit margin are much lower than the selling prices, Miss.
Any other answers? What inspired you to propose this innovation? No need na to research. You can open your mic right away.
To add on what Kaisen said, Miss, most farmers are from mountains, Miss, and they have difficulties on getting gasolines, Miss. So we came up with this product so that it would be more accessible and sustainable for them to just have an alternative machine that could help them convert the agri waste to biofuel, Miss.
Okay, sige. With that, can you tell me what is the main function of your biocorn? Biocorn.
So the function of the Bicon machine miss is basically utilizing crop byproducts miss, extracting bioethanol from it, and transforming it alongside with used oil miss into biodiesel, usable biodiesel miss.
So in order for you to bio convert the crops to biodiesel, no? Diesel man,
Yes, miss.
biodiesel, you need for cooking, use cooking oil, is that correct?
Ah, Di ka madunggan kaya sa miss?
Used oil, ma'am.
You need used oil.
Yes.
Yes, miss.
Okay, you also need used oil. Okay. Anything else with what is the main feature of your innovation?
Aside from the conventional use of methanol miss, which is traditional use, the traditional reactant used for biodiesel production mist. We're utilizing bioethanol mist, which can be extracted from crop byproducts mist instead of outsourcing methanol mist from other economist companies. Mist.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, ha. You are proposing this um biocorn because you've noticed that the gasoline, high price of gasoline, that are used by the farmers. Is that correct?
Uh, Miss, pwede
Um,
niyo mabalikon, Miss. Kay,
what we really kuan miss is that we are focusing on the more on the problem of byproducts, the rice byproducts. So we are trying to find ways on how we can fully effectively utilize the rice byproducts. So we have come up with a solution of biocushion along with the problem of rising fuels, which could be a problem for farmers since they are using mechanical machine labor such as tractors, ATVs, and etc.
Can you expound on the rise of byproduct? What do you mean by that?
Kuan miss, by byproducts miss, do you have you observed miss kanang kanang tractors miss nga mag-collect og rice naman ay murag ibuga sa likod miss na kanang mulupad miss. Yeah, farmers miss usually make it as I use it as a fertilizer miss. So what we plan to do
Mm.
miss is utilize that kanang murag residual waste miss nga himo na lag kanang fertilizer miss into katong miss giingon biodiesel miss.
So again, what is the main problem then that you're trying to address?
The first thing we're gonna address miss is the katong kuan lagi miss lack of ay the kuan miss high fuel prices miss dayon ang amo miss alternative nga way miss to produce ay to have kuan miss ba fuel miss instead of buying it to kuan miss yeah mahal pang prices miss.
So that is no the main problem that you are addressing here, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Kay mao to siya, gituyo po yung tabo no, kay murag I want you to be very
Consistent.
kana gani be very sure of your problem. Kay nganong man inigabot jud din niyo sa panel bitaw sa Q&A kay ang mga panelists kay naa jud there to check if kahibaw ba gid mo unsa inyong gibuhat unsay gisulti ninyo ug kadto pa lang nga question no kay daghan na kaayo kog answers nga nakuha and then I do not know if like kahibaw ba gyud ang tanan ana. Kay maybe because daghan man gud mo og details nga problema. So unsa ang atong problema guys? Ang high price
High
sa
fuel
Fuel
prices miss.
prices.
high fuel prices. If pangutan-on mo unsa pay lain, mao na diha ra mo mention about other problems nga mahimo sad siyang masolution sad siya ba ang inyong innovation. Klaro na siya.
Yes, ma'am.
May daghan kaayo og tubag, libog na ko sa imong tubag ato kamay. So mao to siya ha, kanang perfect example nga ay madara gid ini mga estudyante maatik-atik na gid ini sila sa mga questions. So mailhan jud siya if you are very knowledgeable of your paper or not, kay mogawas jud siya ini ka sa question. Very simple ra biya kay nga pangutana. Sige, next. Um, how does your innovation solve the problem? How does your innovation solve the problem?
I'll just answer it, miss. The way our innovation solves the problem is the main problem is the high fuel prices. Farmers doesn't have enough money to buy fuels, miss. So the way our product solves the problem is that kanang we use their byproducts miss that they treat as fertilizers or like trash miss into the biodiesel miss nga ilang magamit for their tractors. So kanang instead of kuan miss buying fuel miss, we're using their trash miss in order to produce fuel for themselves miss.
Why not tell them the biofuel na lang? Why do you need to um sell the machine that converts to biofuel, where your problem is about the high price of fuel, right? Why do you need to sell the product or the machine itself where you can sell them the biofuel na lang ng day?
If we okay.
Okay, so first of all, Miss, the reason why we are aiming to sell the machine instead of the yung ma-produce na yield, which is the biodiesel, is because first of all, there are some farmers and farm owners that lives or are in remote areas wherein if man we sell the product or the byproduct, which is the biodiesel, like ang product mismo nga ma-make sa machine, kay ang ending miss is more gihapon sila nag-try o find og fuel source, iga fuel sourcing gihapon sila miss, which again is for some who lives in remote areas kay very inaccessible siya miss and very inconvenient. So mas better miss na ang machine na lang para naa na sa ilahadaan, ready na at their own kuan miss, na mismo sa ilang farm and whatsoever, and then they can control the yield of how much they need and etc. at their own pacing miss and at their own discretion miss.
Anyone would like to add to that?
Miss, um, I'd also like to add up, Miss. Um, there are a lot of existing studies, Miss, nga nag-produce of biofuel. That's why instead of proposing or like innovating or like producing biofuel, Miss, kay mo na, Miss, ang machine mismo among gi-propose, Miss.
Okay. Kung ano, with Kaizen's answer, I think very good naman dito siya. Plus, kung ano siya, kanang, I think kanang na-explain na good siya well in case gani nga mapangutana mo anak kay sakto ra dito ang responses even ni Abaye kay ang kuan jud siya like the main point nga nung ang machine converter inyong ibaligya kay daghan na jud pud kaayo biofuel no, and then murag what something na inyong gi-innovate is that you are selling them the machine themselves para at least makuan siya kana ganing on their own kay ilaha ra jud siyang chat
Yes, miss, na miss.
na ialang ko sa film. So that, pwede ba mo complete?
Pasabot ni Jaafar miss kay pwede ba namo i-align ng among answer miss sa katong theoretical nga mga background and theories namo miss ba, which is katong self-sufficient theory o circular economic theory.
Pwede ra jud for as long as you can explain it.
Noted miss.
Kana siya. So, kadto kanang sa akong giingon kay murag that's something na innovative siya sa inyong end. So, kana siya, very good na to siya. Next question. By the way, if naamoy additional answers, you give ha para daghan sa o perspective. Pero careful lang din mo ang mga add-ons good. Kay naay chances na maglibog na noon siya or like maglibog na noon mo ba unsa yung istorya kay basi na tugma out of scope na siya, and then mas makakos na noon siya og confusion and more questions coming from your family. So careful lang din mo ana, make sure you stick to what is being sana. Next, who can benefit from your study? Who
Our
can
target
benefit?
market, ma'am, which is mainly the rice farm owners and the rice farmers.
You mentioned about high fuel price, no? Do you think that only the farmers have felt that problem? Why not expand your market to vehicle drivers
But
or mga PUJ drivers and the like?
what we plan
Why
to do,
focus on farmers?
okay, so what we plan to do, ma'am, is that we are in innovating. We are using a machine, a conversion machine, which uses rice byproducts. So we focus mainly focus first on the rice farm owners, so that when they acquire the machine, they can produce biofuels, and they can produce biofuels, they can sell it um, to people like the jeepney drivers, and um, those who are struggling in the acquiring high prices of fuel.
So do you mean, okay, so do you mean that your innovation is only limited to farm owners or farmers? Because you were mentioning of the rice byproducts. So if ever nga wala sila ana, they cannot own the biocon, ana?
No, ma'am. It is not limited to for rice farm owners, but what I mean by that is that we let's say, for example, businessman. So as long as they have the necessary ingredients in order to produce the biofuel. So for example, they acquire rice byproducts, they acquire the used oil and all the necessary things to produce biofuel using the biocon machine. Is that anyone outside the excluding outside the like farmers and rice farm owners, they can it is not limited to rice farm owners, ma'am. So but
But
our main target is the rice farm owners, since it is more efficient, and it is the problem that the problem is more focused there, ang katong kuan
Anyone would like to add?
maka-benefit ato.
I to add on lang sa kanil, Miss, our currently research Miss, focuses on rice farmers alone, Miss, since our research kanang kwan sa rice byproducts, Miss. As for the future, Miss, we plan to expand our research in order for the Bicon machine to intake crop byproducts, not only for rice crop byproducts, but all sorts of crop byproducts, for example, peelings, mga peelings sa carrots and whatnot. But as of the moment, Miss, we are prioritizing rice farm owners, Miss, since it aligns in our studies, Miss.
Yes.
Okay. Sige, kana lang ba when asked about that, no, kay dapat dili jud ninyo siya like i-limit ang inyong answer nga ay dili business ko ano man jud siya kay ang focus among study kay farmers naman jud siya kay naa sila yung murag source, no, sa ilahang by product. Dili ninyo siya i-close to that kay mao jud siya ang purpose sa research ganit ka nang dili lang siya murag kutob lang diha. Murag the goal is to um expound in the future. But very good to ang answer ni Paul, no? Kay kanang murag siguro soon we can extend also to other we can cater other nga mga organizations or groups na who are interested for as long as they have the materials in order to produce and to run the machine or something like that. Dili jud siya i-close na dili means kay maura man jud siya ang problem nga among focus ingon ana, although pwede gid ninyo na siya ma-mention somehow, but again ang inyong ending jud ana, no, if ever nga mapangutana mo kay you are open for further research about it, but for now our focus lang ta gyud is the kana farmers, Nagets ra?
Yes, ma'am.
Sige. Next, you've mentioned about used oil or cooking oil, right? Where where will the farmer source this out? Where will they get the used cooking oil in order to create the biofuel?
Uh, I'll answer this. Since farmers miss, they usually have kanang livestock miss, for example, pigs miss, and they usually utilize the pig skin, the pig fat for kwan miss, for cooking miss. They render the fat miss, and it produces oil miss. That oil miss is viable for the transesterification process miss, and any used oil will do man miss. So, uh, for example, miss rice bran oil can be extracted from rice bran miss. It's also a source for farmers once miss rice bran oil or the used animal oil mist, which is from the pig fat mist.
Mm-mm. Um, how much of these, like the katong rice byproducts and oil, do you need in order to produce 1 liter of biofuel? Do you have data for that?
There's a rough estimate miss of the carbohydrate. We haven't actually we still haven't experimented with it miss since wala pa man sa akong con miss, but the con miss expected yield miss kanang sa among nakuha nga data miss sa past studies miss kay uh isa I'll actually study this later miss, but I had a one uh
Did you include
I
that
had
in your paper?
data about it miss. Wait.
Naasa sa paper.
Sorry for the delay miss, pero con miss the expected yield miss from of bioethanol miss kay for 1 kilogram of the crop byproduct miss and used oil miss for bioethanol lang
1
sa miss.
kilogram or
So
ang use.
in 1 kilogram miss of the crop byproduct miss, it can produce around 400 to 500 milliliters of bioethanol miss per kilogram miss of katong crop byproduct miss. Nya sa used oil miss kay kuan man siya miss, ratio naman siya daan miss. So let's say miss we're gonna use like let's say we're gonna use all of the 500 milliliters of bioethanol miss. It's 20% of content of the common miss of the oil man miss. So the 80% miss nga last miss sa kanang process kay mo na mong oil miss.
Mm-mm. Did you include that in your paper?
Ah, sa miss di kay ko miss.
Did you include that in your paper?
The expected yield miss kay since we haven't experimented with it miss since
No,
2
not the
years
expected
miss.
yield. Dili siya kana ang kuan ba for unsa ni amount of crop na inyong needed in order to get the 500 something.
Wala pa miss, it's kuan man miss good from the past study miss kay utilizes methanol miss which is uh, a little bit different sa bioethanol miss, and the yield may differ mo good miss, so it's not a direct
Um,
comparable miss.
pero somehow you can use man the data. You can use the data ba kana gani as
As
a
a reference.
reference sa inyong study.
Uh,
So wala man no.
yes
But
miss.
I think it will be asked man good, especially about sa inyong innovation. You have to prepare for that.
Can
Okay?
we still add it miss sa mong paper
Dili
card?
na.
So
Dili na
after
po.
na miss pa lang verdict miss
Yes.
kung uh,
Oo. Pero at least lang kanang you already have an answer.
yes miss. We still
Okay.
have other concerns at miss kay basin pang tanon miss sa kanang power source niya miss.
Oo. How will you address that?
kuan miss since we can't do the idea miss was to use biomass miss like ay kanang kuan miss oh yes biomass miss like sugnod na na miss but the problem is kay the heat is controlled no goodness the first chamber miss there's a different heat second chamber is a different heat and if we use biomass it the heat is not accurate so what we plan to do miss kay kato miss we rely on electricity since it's more kanang kuan man gud miss mas controlled ang ang yang heat miss dahil mas accurate sad miss kay
But
gamay ra
it
nga fan ah,
nag-cost pa siya sa ano yun, farmers. Nag-additional cost na noon sila.
oh that's why miss we emphasize miss nga rice farm owners miss since naaman just like kita man jud sila miss and uh, they usually have all the resources miss kanang mentioned miss.
Sige. I think inyo na dyan na siyang ma-explain kanang for we try to prepare for it lang ha in
Yeah.
case you will be asked, especially ka na dyan sa product. May I know how big is your machine?
Uh, on the scale of the machine, miss, kay the point, it's not it's not portable, miss. It certainly kanang a two-man nga murag carry miss ba nga job miss to carry. But it's not that big sad miss nga kailangan kag kanang murag equipments para makuha. It's easy to kanang it's easy to use miss since plugger nimo dayon napay kuan but it's certainly not like kuan ang scale niya miss kay murag let's say height it's around 5 foot miss or nana miss or four something miss
Dako siya. Hawaii. Taas.
yeah miss kay chamber
Ang
chamber man siya.
slides, atong na ay picture. Hindi na control sa slides.
Ako, ma'am. Wait lang.
Yes, please, Kunil. Thank you.
Atong na ay picture sa inyong innovation. Remove pa ka na. So, mauna siya.
Yes, miss. Pero, for further research, papod na siya, miss. Pwede jud kay na mo i-improve, miss.
Yes miss we still need the blueprint miss the 3D model
Can you explain the process?
Okay. So basically, miss, there are two hoppers, miss. So in the left, miss, there's the fermentation chamber, miss. That's where the crop byproducts, rice crop byproducts go in. The pre-treated one, miss, like i-mill pa nimo, i-grind pa nimo para lang madali siya ma-process, miss. So after na, miss, isus siya sa chamber, miss, ay sa kanang hopper, miss. This chamber, miss, kay dagan siya stages. So sa first stage, miss, kay dinha ang imuhang katong kuan, miss. Ay dinhanan nimo ang katong acid hydrolysis na part miss which breaks the kuan miss the complex starches sa imuhang crop byproducts miss into katong miss monosaccharides miss so after that miss amo siya i-neutralize ang acid miss after neutralization mo separate man ang murag iyahang essence sa bioethanol og sa katong solid nga sugar miss yeah, ang katong essence sa ethanol miss mo lang gamito na mo sa amo ang kwan miss sa bioethanol kwan miss after na miss kay i-ferment pa man na miss and after sa fermentation kato i-purify na mo siya i-distill na mo i-dehydrate na mo para makuha ang water and mo na nang ready to use nga bioethanol para sa transesterification chamber as a transesterification chamber miss kay kini 20% bioethanol 80% oil o kining catalyst na miss ang catalyst is basically murag siya mo initiate sa process miss ma-transform niya ang murag ang kining duha into higher carbon which is yung biodiesel miss so ang process na miss i-mix nimo siya duha miss like in a heated miss vacuum miss nga like around 60 to 70 degrees miss mixing siya. After na miss kay dinha naman mo separate ang kanay mong biodiesel o ang byproduct niya nga glycerol mo nang mo separate miss niya. After na miss imo siya kanang butnyag tubig para ma-purify niya i-dehydrate nimo siya balik then i-filter na din miss mo na nang yield na biodiesel miss.
Do you think the farm owners or the farmers will be able to manipulate such
That's where the kwan miss the si tawag na miss like amoy pa-simplify ang process niya sa button sa machinery niya miss Like,
So automatic na siya with the
oh yes,
button.
miss. That's our goal, miss.
So you do not need to instruct them nor like to give them guides where the buttons will really do the magic.
We as much as possible, miss, we will minimize the amount of button, miss, pwede lang overwhelm, miss, and say pislit and say nana, miss, kay it's a complex machine, my good miss, and if we
Oo.
don't engineer it like well, miss, if they press the wrong button or the wrong sequence, it could like break or bust, miss. So man among goals sa mga research,
Oo.
miss.
Kay
Yes,
daghan siya
miss.
og process. Unya,
Yes,
I
miss.
do not
To add,
think if
miss,
like
kay,
you are someone ba nga dili gani into this or like
Yes,
you're not
miss.
knowledgeable, murag
Since farmers,
maka-maneuver sa
miss. Yes, miss.
mm,
oo.
and then to add pod, miss, kay kana ang among goal unta,
Alright,
miss, na planuhan, miss,
inbound
kay
ang call ba? Mo balik pa ha.
miss. Magkuan unta mi og kanang manual lang like ang mahug na guide na mo for the farmers, miss, or kung whoever man ang kuan ang mo go through sa machine, miss, kaya ang among hihatag nga guide bali, miss, is ang sequencing lang jud sa buttons, miss.
But basically, they don't need to transfer anything or like
Yes,
to
miss.
do something, no?
Yes,
Para
miss. Addition
ma-start.
pag-add na lang sa balik mahug nga ingredients, miss,
Okay.
which is ang katong pre-treated na katong grinded na daan or milled nga rice waste, and then sa right nga hopper kanang transesterification nga chamber kay
OMG.
All right. Hello, team. Can we
hello,
continue
miss.
now?
Yes, miss.
Mm-mm.
Kuan, miss, to unsa gito nga part ta, miss, katong sa buttons, miss, na ay sa additions of the ingredients. Kuan mir, miss, ang mahog ra jud nga ilang buhaton, miss, kay aside from the buttons ang ila ra jung kanang i-manipulate manually sa machine, miss, is ang addition of the components, which is katong pre-treated na nga grinded rice waste sa fermentation chamber nga hopper, and then after that is the kuan used oil, and the catalyst, which is the sodium hydroxide sa pikas na hopper, miss.
Okay. I think you also have to include that in your um in explaining kani the process kay para
My
at least
goodness.
clear pod sa end sa panelist na ay dili di ay siya like manual good na good siya buttons somehow except lang good sa adding of um gani katong mga ingredients. Okay. So kana siya. How much does this machine cost?
Kuan, miss. So far, miss, among naplanuhan is per unit, miss. It will cost 24,000 pesos, miss. But initially, miss, kay kuan ang tato, miss, 23,982 man siguro, miss, if I'm not mistaken. Pero we decided na lang na round off na lang siya miss para whole gid siya nga kanang amount miss ba. Wala na extra digits.
What's your basis for the price?
Sa base na mo sa mong entrep miss kay we have the breakdown na of the kuan miss kanang pre-operating expenses and the trials and everything and the materials pud miss. Pero subject to change pa pud na siya miss in case kay magdepend man siya sa supplier pud miss.
Do you think your target market can afford the 24K? Do you think your target market can afford?
Yes, miss,
Uh,
since we are targeting the rice farm owners, ma'am. So and we are kuan katong pinaka lowest nga possible price nga ma-offer namo nila, ma'am.
Anyone would like to justify that?
And also to add they said, ma'am, is that we will the survey we are conducting is katong na price consideration. So when we know what their kuan preferences is or unsay results sa survey from that kuan from from that specific variable kay maka determine me if that they will kana they're willing to invest in it and buy it at that price yun.
Okay. When asked about price pa, if ever the farm owners pa can afford this, kana mo invest mo gid sila ani, maybe you can also respond or like add pud ninyo ang kanang murag iyang effect in the long run. Like for sure they will be able to save so much if they invest
Yes,
it.
miss.
They kanang buy it, they will be able to produce from their own biodiesel nga everyday man jud na nila no magamit sa ilang farming. So, why not invest sa 24K nga bultuhan siya? Plus, siguro you
Yes,
can
miss.
also, kada hay take note, you can also mention siguro ka ng if ever you offer ba installment, kanang sa
Yes, miss.
kana, you can
Yeah.
also mention, murag, other than the 24K, murag, I think it's also a big amount, no, for an investment. And then, kuan jud siya, kanang, I-think na lang good ang
Miss,
long term
excuse me,
niya.
miss. Pwede po ba mo ask, miss, nga ka ng i the government na mo, miss?
What do you mean by that?
Like, i-imply na mo, ay, mo ask mig help sa government, miss, to imply our research, miss. Pwede ba mag-inana, miss? Like, for example,
Mag-ask mo og more
barangay.
on sa subsidy.
Dili, miss, like, sa barangay na mo siya ipang put among product. If
I mean na kanang what she meant miss kay kanang kung pwede ba daw na kanang ang government ang mo implement sa machine miss ba ni mura kay siya mahog nga loan or kanang tabang sa government to the kuan miss
So
especially for
maybe
public.
you will ask the government to invest in your product so that they could
Oh miss
provide
mo sige
money for
kana.
the farmers. Ano?
Oh yes miss. But in case if it's possible ra miss. Pwede may mo imply ano miss.
Dili siya kuan kanang murag minigate sa inyong problem. Eh, di ba ang inyong problema is kanang kay if ever ba nga sa government ninyo siya, so basically ang tagiyaan na dili ang farm owners na.
Ah oh yes
So
miss. Okay miss.
possible siya nga ilaga hapon ang paliton ang biodiesel, kabalo na ba mo wala may liquid sa atong gobyerno karon. Nakuha
Noted
na
miss.
ang kana no
Yes
nga
miss.
possibility. But
Oh
kana
miss.
murag I do not think if like necessary pa pud siya unless kung mangayo mo og
Nailagda
subsidy
yan.
siguro from the government.
Buntag kwan be.
But I
Ah,
think
okay. So, possible if
uh,
subsidy ra, miss.
o like kanang help pa pero I don't know pud if like mo okay ba sila pud anak na set up.
Ah, okay, miss.
So farm owners na lang ka, let's stick to that.
Okay, miss. And
Para
then
wala
sa,
na
add miss kanang sa reasoning na mo miss ba pwede ba may mo add miss nga kanang in addition to further elaborate ang long-term investment miss kay gi calculate mo gud ako ganiha miss nga if example man miss 24,000 and then pang long term man jud ang machine miss since maintenance naman ang buhaton ana miss kay kanang if used daily in a span of 5 years around 16 pesos ra actually ang mahug nga expense nila per day miss.
You can add that, pero kanang make sure lang murag somehow naa kay reference gani sa imuhang calculations.
Okay miss.
Murag asa sa like maka-justify ka ba? Kanang 16 na how man siya nahita ko ingon ana.
Noted miss.
Okay. In terms of maintenance, speaking of that, kanang who will do the maintenance of the machine? Or like how often do they need to maintain the machine?
Kuan miss, since we know the product best on miss kay it's unavoidable miss for us to like do the troubleshoot for the machine miss until we kanang kuan miss we hire people miss who we train and we share our knowledge with the machine miss and kuan miss kung kanang miss fully ready sila miss that's where we can kuan miss we can send them but as of the moment miss kay kami dyan na miss.
So it will be your company who will take care of maintaining the machines, no? So sakto.
Yes miss.
Yes miss.
Okay, sige. Okay na siya, that's correct. How often will they do the
uh,
maintenance?
kato miss since we aim our product miss na minimal ang kuan miss ba like minimal ang buttons miss and if ever sayo pang ilahang pag-press miss kay there's no risk butan na engineering that kind of kanang machine miss but we can say I mean if our we kanang kuan miss ang target niya murag machine miss ba like kanang if like we achieve that miss ang target ng machine nga minimal na lang ang murag iyang on miss then there's no risk of katong maguba miss kung sayop ang buttons miss ang expected niya murag like how often nga mo troubleshoot mi miss kay dinha na sa kuan miss isa dinha na sa kuan miss like around let's say miss once a month, twice a month, miss. Like, dili siya sa technical stuff, miss. Like, around, like, na siya sa kwan, example, miss, na stock na kanang bato sulod sa machine, kay wala lagi filter, ay wala lagi tarong o butang ang murag byproduct na miss. Like, di na siya sa technicality sa machine, miss, itself, miss, ba? Like, ang pagbutang na lang sa product, miss, na miss.
Okay. So kana siya, you also try to think of an answer to that. Akong nakuha is once a month or
Ah,
once in 2
yes
months.
miss and then kuan po day miss to add miss kay ang amo ang plan miss is for the check-ups miss for the machine itself jud like without the katong mga problems nagingon ni Paul nga kanang caused by the kuan mismo the consumer mismo or the target market kay among plano is quarterly miss or every 3 months mi mag-check up jud miss if wala lang joy kanang direct nga urgent concern miss.
Okay, so make sure lang consistent ang answer sa if ever. Next, siguro, materials of the machine. What are these made of? What are the materials of the machine made of?
The materials, miss, kuan, miss, since kanang, yes, sir. Kuan, miss, since our machine, miss, kay involves a lot of process, miss, which takes up heat, miss, we need a steel, miss, nga high temperature nga insulation, miss, so kanang kuan miss. I Lisa, I forgot miss and set the name at the miss, but there's a type of steel miss that insulates kanang kuan of heat miss. That's what we plan to use miss. I'm gonna find it sa miss.
Sige. With that pa, kay I'm for sure wala man na siya sa paper, no? Kanang prepare an answer, ana, in case na mapangutan na. Unya, unsa ni? Make sure pod nga kanang if ever wala sa paper, inyo siyang add kinig revisions. Ha, kay important na siya nga mga things that you need in order to establish with the innovation na product. Okay, so muna imuhang kuan Paul assignment. By the way, hopefully nag-note ha ang tanan kay dili ko muhatag og copy. Kay wala na
Yes,
sa
miss.
bawon sa ang ato ang kuan dili pag-discuss. But basically kadto siya. We're got our run through of the Q&A. Very good guys. So, I think mauna to siya ako ang questions. So far, no, kanang I think you are very much knowledgeable sa inyong innovation, which is a good thing. Very good. Kay na-answer na good siya, although wala siya sa paper, no, but naamoy tubag sa mga pangutana. But wala siya sa papel. Means minus gihapon na siya, means minus gihapon na siya. But at least you know, nga you know ba, you have a knowledge sa inyong paper. So you did beyond sa inyong beyond research ba sa what is expected from you as of the moment sa proposal defense. So kana very good ra siya, no. Make sure lang yun nga kung unsa to ang mga murag na brought up karon kay inyo siyang remember, inyo siyang ma-practice nga mga questions. Kay I think those questions are ng possible questions that will be asked in your innovation. Basically guys, during the defense, unsa gud sa asa siya magtuyok ang pangutana. The problem, if your the problem and the innovation, if your innovation is really the answer to the problem. So mao to ni anak ko ninyo, ayaw mo pag-mention of other problems, stick to the main problem only. Oh, you have to prove that the innovation will really answer or the innovation is really a solution to the problem. Kaya if ever nga dili man gani siya solution, o anong kuan man, kani man atong gipropose, so ano na tayo sila ani. So make sure lang yun nga consistent o make sure nga kung sa problema nga naa sa papel, mauna ang inyong problema nga panindigan. Nakasabot kay kanang naagi chances nga with the pressure and the kapulba, no, kay murag magsige na lang gid mo giyas sa panelist nga dili di ay maunta ang inyong buot ipasabot. So kanang you try to kuan gid kanang clear your mind when you make sure you stick to what you have written. In case nga naamoy mga wala na suwat, you can always mention those and then promise lang that you will add them in your revision para at least ma-further enhance pag ang paper. Okay, na-get pa so far?
Yes, miss.
Okay, next, kanang comment ko on the presentation, the slides. Ang slide no kay kuan siya, sorry for the word ha, pero kanang boring. Kanang lumabas mo to sa first nga kanang slide. Ato sa i-run through per page. Um, Kanang I think you can still improve this one. Naapa mo yung time due to edit this out. Guys, kabantay mo, paano ba?
Miss.
Miss, nawala imong voice, Miss Karat.
Hello, adunggan ko.
Yes, hello, miss. Yes, miss.
Sige. Kanang unsa ni inyong gi-use Canva ni?
Yes, miss.
Kabantay mo daghan kayo theme gyud no sa Canva. I
Yes.
think you can maximize those. Nya kay kuan gyud kaayo siya like very very plain murag wala koy ang inyong man good goal ano I actually maka-observe gid mo ana during the defense. Ang inyong goal is mapalingi like mapatan-aw ninyo ang inyong panelists sa inyong presentation. Kay if kani akong makita ano inighangad na ko kay di na lang ko mutan-aw magbuhat na lang ko questions dito. Mag-bake na lang ko, mag-read na lang ko again sa inyong paper. Kay maura man di gihapon ni akong matan-aw, murag plainly, murag putting the paper into slides. Mao siya akong nakit-an. But I think you can still improve you this one. Especially sa yung RRLO, unsam to yung gibuhat inyo raman tong copy paste, guys. 'Di ba kung giingon less words, more on visuals, wala siya na apply. Kana. Sige, next slide please. Kani, you can still improve. Next, make sure ma-highlight ha ang global concern, local, ug global, national, ug local concerns.
Yes, miss. Mauna na siya, miss. Ang
You
first
label, you put label, uy.
Ay, okay, miss.
Put labels. Kay dili siya ma-identify.
Noted, miss.
Next. Objectives kay pwede na ni siya but improve the images used. Kana. Next. Og ang inyong tanawa, inyong mga icons ng gipanggamit na apay Canva, dili siya free. Better use na lang, download mo sa Google and then upload ninyo siya. Kanang walay Canva nga logo kay very kuan na siya, meaning dili siya for free. Dili siya pwede gamiton if wala mo naka-subscribe. So bawal na siya sa PPT gyud making nga mukawat mo og design very no. So kuan to ha, i-change to siya. Scope, sa scope daw balik. Kani kayo improve, you don't need to kana bitong kaning scope, kaning significance ay local farmers, pwede ra gyud diha local farmers, agricultural sectors kanira wala na ning description. You don't need to include that, that's already in the paper. Next, plus you provide images. Kani kayo you mention nga ang rice farm owners ang target market, then ang kaning babaw, kaning ubos bitaw ages 18 and above, located around Cebu province, kay ang respondent selection or like selection criteria. I-emphasize siya ang kaning 18 and above kay this is the criteria for selecting the respondents. Kay weird kaayo nga ang inyong gibutang there kay target market sa slides. And then na ay 18 and above, so meaning only those 18 and above day ang makapalit. Nga ang inyong gipasabot ba sa 18 and above kay ang respondents. So kana siya, i-emphasize diri nga respondents criteria ni siya. Ang kaning kuan kana siya, you improve that one, kaning i-emphasize siya ha ang respondents nga part. Next, sige, next, okay rani nga slide. Ayaw na ning ipakita, very wrong sad kaayo na ha nga mag-paste mo og kanang gikan sa inyuhang paper, inyuhang siyang screenshot and i-paste ninyo sa slides. Dili na siya pwede during presentations or unsa pa na inyong buhaton, bawal siya nga i-screenshot. Unya ipilit lang diha para wala lang dali ra ang live miss. So do not na lang present this since sa previous nga slide you have mentioned naman po the theories. Role na ni presenter unsaon niya na pag-explain, pag-expound. So delete this slide. Next. Kay kuan bitaw ni siya guys, kanang murag waste of time nga inyong haraman jud ning ma-incorporate ang mga definitions the moment nga inyo ni siyang ma-mention sa mga discussions. kay kuan siya murag usa ni sa nakalangan kay murag unsa bitaw inyong gibuhat diri inyo lang yung gi-define what is biofuel, what is a conversion machine, unya wala man lang ninyo siya gani gi-relate as to unsa yung importance ani sa inyong study where you're plainly defining them murag unsa yung purpose ani niya uy wala lang gi-define ra gyud ninyo wala mo naghatag og connection ba unsa yung importance ani unsa day iyahang connection ani sa among study. So why not include na lang these sa kanang inyong mga discussion na gyud. Dili na siya need jud og separate nga section kay do you think mahinumduman ni sa mga panelists ang inyong mga pa-definition of terms? I think not.
So, kuan miss, mas better miss nga i-remove siya miss kay ang ako ara jud untang goal para ana miss is to clarify in case kanang for confusions lang miss ba?
Kanang remove, you do not need a separate section for this based sa akong nahadunggan ganina no murag
Okay.
kawat
Miss.
siya sa oras. And then mas naapay daghan i-discuss biya wa biya mo na humanhan ya nag 15 minutes na. Dili na ni siya ma-insert. Kuan siya kanang kuan siguro kanang you incorporate these concepts sa inyong discussion gyud. Kay for sure in murag your RRL or like what part ni siya no nga mga na-highlight nga mga terms dito na lang siya i-mention para dili siya balik-balik kay nag-mention mo sa RRL niya mag-mention pag yun mo separate nga section for this so why not ka nang incorporate na lang yun siya sa iyahang appropriate nga part okay so remove na lang ni nato para at least save time sa ta. Next. Kani pod siya. Kay naman sa RRL, di ba? Transistorification. Next. Kaning RRL, proceed ta. Kani kay very wrong gud ni siya. Di ko mo dawat ani. Di mo ang kunon ha. If maun niya akong makitaan sa Iniga Thursday, bahala jud mo kay di ni siya maugyud. Very wrong gud kay ni siya. Kanang guys when you
like unsa ka siya pag-present
kuan unsaon siya pag-present no kay murag terms ra gyud siya and then the citation murag unsa may highlight sa kaning bullet B number 1 kaning kang Seya et al. O tan-awa inyong mga kipang present pag yun no nga mga data kay 2015 2013 obsolete naman ni di ba unsay atong limit sa year
5 years.
o unya unsa man ni kanang applicable pa ba ang 2013 2015 mao pag yun inyong gi-present sa inyong slides no dili siya pwede you find a more recent source sa inyong paper naaman jud na dito sa inyong papel balikag tanaw inyong papel ka unsa ang mas recent nga source nga essential i-discuss kay kung kani klaro kayo nga ala mao ni ang data no nasakpan gyud mo klaro kaayo if inyuhan ang ibutang sa PowerPoint presentation kung sa paper bahala na sila oh
Kuan miss, question lang miss. In the case miss nga wala joy ka ng recent data, especially since ang among study miss kay mahog siya nga pioneering study miss kay unsaon miss if in the case nga maura jud na per se ang pinaka recent is 7 years or 10 years or nga
sure mo about kanang kuan kanang transistorification
dili miss in the case lang sa some parts miss ba.
I think na-adjud na siya. Kay I believe, dili man mo maka-think ani nga product good kung wala mo'y inspiration or like gi-benchmarkan. Ugid na ako ang question always, if ang student gani no, or like ang team mo claim gyud nga this is something new, this is something we pioneered, this is something that we only have thought of. Murag the question ba, asa rin mo na-inspire? Asa rin ni nagikan inyong idea? For sure, na-adjud mo gigikan na inspiration. So, I think kinahanglan pag yun na ninyo i-find kay for sure na-adjud na yung mga related literature. Maybe kinahanglan lang yun ninyo i-read more. Pero now, guys, ayaw na mo pagbuhat ana ha, kay murag dili na kaya sa time, unsa inyong buhaton, ilisan lang ni ninyo ayog pilia ang 2015. Mao inyong i-present sa inyong slide. Naaman mo'y 2023 dito nga mga sources, kadto ang i-prioritize. Dili ang kaning mga 2015, 2013. Ha? Kay klaro kaayo siya nga dili up to date inyuhang mga citations. Unsa may mo lead ana for ang inyuhang discussion. So, you choose to add in your slides the more recent ninyo nga mga citations. Kato sila. But make sure ha, if like miss, what if important jud kaayo ning ma-discuss na mo ang 2013 about biomass. And then sa among RRL miss, maura gyud ang among na site. 2013 ra gyud about this. Unsa among buhaton miss? Pwede ra na kana na lang siya. Worst naman na siya nga case. Nakasabot. So unsaon siya pag-present ang RRL? You get only murag a phrase. Unsa may pinaka main point ani kanang biomass fermentation nya i-cite si Kovacs et al 2013. Then unsa may role nimo as the presenter aning RRL, ikay mo expound orally. Do not na present it here po sa PPT kay murag copy paste ra gyud mo ang inyong panelist nagbasa sa paper nya pabasahon pa gyud ninyo sa inyong RRL. So kana siya diri sa inyong slides. Kuan lang siya kanang you try to edit this out kana nga part. Sige, next. Nagets your team.
Yes, miss.
Sige, next kani unsa innovation concept. Unsa kani goal ani? Nga pictures.
Promise, basically ang flow miss ba? Like from...
Sige, the flow no. You label, put label.
Sige, miss.
Next. Awaha Canva na sad. Kani kay very good rin okay rin siya. Ayaw mo kalimot atong buttons ha you mention about it. Next. Kani okay, next. Okay, next. Okay. Sige, kanang guys, last slide ninyo should be a quote, not a thank you. Quote related sa inyuhang innovation or something inyuhang sa tagline or inyuhang philosophy as a team in relation to your innovation. Unsa inyuhang kana nagets ra?
Yes, ma'am.
Unsa dapat dire?
Yes, miss.
Okay.
PaDAYONeers ko dito, miss.
Ayo pa daw, yun kanang something green, kanang inspiring, para murag ma-touch sila. So, kung matayman mo, ang ending is, kanang kuan sad, kanang you start strong, you end stronger nga aura, ingon ana ba?
May suggestion si Clariel, miss.
Unsa man, no waste will be waste, miss. With, no waste will be waste with Biocon. Pwede ra. Ha? Sumurag tagline ninyo team. Kamo na lay decide ana. You can still keep the photo niya ilisi ang thank you. Maraming salamat ilisi. Niya kadto siya you include the tagline sa inyong team diha sa inyong in relation sa innovation. Sige, and then ang how to siya? I think kana ug team kanang paninduta gyud ang slides na gyud ni siya impact kanang kuan siya murag ma-factor siya kana ganing impression if makakita lang gani ang kanang panelist nga nag-effort sila sa ilang PPT wala ra nila gi-copy and paste nabi siya factor gyud na siya factor sa pag-screen sa inyong presentation o kanang the way sad you speak the way you deliver your answers kay akong nabantayan now I do not know if like karon ra ni kay ako inyong kaatubang but during the defense good you have to speak in English must gyud siya kay part gyud siya sa criteria.
Dapat di ako
Bisag
minutes.
unsaon no ninyo og kanang unsa ni kanang pasag nagkaliko-liko na siya, you try jud as much as possible nga inyo siyang ma-deliver in English ang answers. And then, unsa pala in
What if
when
miss kana in terms of answering miss gani kay what if miss makabisaya jud one word miss like maslide gid miss.
okay ra siya pero ma-minus jud siya ha.
Minus gid siya
Okay,
miss.
okay
Pila
ra siya.
pila
Command
miss.
of English language man good.
Okay miss.
Kanang team also di ay when answering questions kay pwede i-acknowledge sa ang panelist pwede lang I'd like to answer that question dili mo answer diretsuha ka ng maintain jud gihapon ka ng courtesy sa inyong panelist so you acknowledge them you kanang be respectful kana dili do not appear nga you know everything murag be open to suggestions and then accept pod ka ng murag criticisms in terms sa inyong product kay there is still so much to learn ra ba murag dili siya pasabot nga kamoy researcher ani then know it all sa jud pud kaayo mo og aura kay makabati pud na siya sa mood among goy ka ng students pud gyud nga dili na ay kabalo na jud kay mi kanang wala na jud ni dili na noon mo dawat og kanang comments makiglalis ba or like kanang dili jud mo insist jud kanang as much as possible be polite be courteous be open minded and then kana accept lang gyud kung unsa ang ilahang i-comment but if ever gani nga you think nag-lead na noon na siya to kanang misleading na noon ang comment ba kay layo na sa inyong topic you can always call them out but in a polite way kana siya then when answering questions mo to ha mo acknowledge mo good afternoon miss if it's your first time answering the question or like answering a question you say good afternoon I would like to answer your question if it's not your first time anymore you don't need to greet them ing na lang yun may I answer or like I would like to share my idea if ever pod na naamoy additions masindot jud siya og daghag engagement so if ever nga naamoy additional answer to what has been given you can always add on pwede ra gid mo moingon nga I'd like to add to what Mendoza mentioned ana ha kana siya kanang also unsa pa kanang be confident I think kanang dili man jud mawala ang kakulba pero I think guys makaya ra ninyo confident ra ko sa karon ninyo nga mga answers those were actually questions nga na-raise jud ganina during the defense pod. It's really more on the product alignment niya sa problem if na-solve ba gyud siya. And then the technicalities na dayon of the product. The rest of the for sure daghan jud kay mukuwang sa RL based lang sa katuotong Q&A kay most of the questions wala ra ba jud to na most of your answers di ay kay wala siya na input sa RL but sige lang kanang dili naman jud to ma-edit but in your revisions make sure lang yun na ma-include siya kan unsa pay worries team I think kana ra but overall if I would rate the presentation meaning the katong 15 minutes and the PPT kay kuan siya siguro over 10 that's 6 6 for now 6 because wala ta na human yeah 6 because kanang need to improve pa jud ang PowerPoint kinahanglan jud ni siya og major unsa ni glow up ang PPT I think maapas ra na ninyo in terms of Q&A over 10 I would rate it siguro 7.5. I think you can do it ra team. Kaya raman siya ang Q&A, very good raman. Nakatubag ram mo. I think ang asset no sa team sa in terms sa innovation kay si Paul gyud. So it would be better gyud nga di jud mo absent si Paul kay I think maka-answer ra gyud siya. Kanang kuan jud Paul pag rest jud well kay dapat ka naa jud during the Q&A kay dili ma-ask about ang innovation. Huy. Ayaw sad kay luoy ang mabilin o kanang kuan lang pod inform your murag better pod siguro if makahibaw sila murag before mag-defense kay mag-briefing mo no kung unsa ang kato you go back to what we have discussed now inyo ha siyang i-discuss again hopefully para at least ba dili lang si Paul ang sige answer about sa innovation kay the moment gani nga maka-notice si panelist nga usa duha ra ang nitubag sa inyohan no ang nitubag ra gyud nga murag at least constant ba si Kamay, si Kaizen o si Paul the rest kay you need jud to speak up kay once the panelists have noticed only few students are participating in the Q&A that's the time na manawag yun sila so kana kay nga naman naabya didto ability to answer questions if wala mo makatubag no bisag usa wala jud mo grade didto individually so maningkamot jud mo tubag kana siya and then unsa pay worry scheme I think I have mentioned everything naman in terms sa inyong PowerPoint presentation you edit it as soon as possible before before 30 yun ha
Noted, miss. Excuse me, miss.
mm
Kanang tuad sa Q&A, miss Bakay, if ever man maabot, si Bako lang palayo, miss, but if ever man maabot sa point, miss, na kanang naay suggestion na i-give ang panel, miss, nga irrelevant or kanang maautimgingon, miss, nga mag-cause of confusion sa among paper or innovation, miss, kay kung saan na mo sila pag-call out, miss, in a polite way.
you clarify the concept kana lang and then you lead them to the right way kay for sure maka-create naman jud na og murag another gani point of view ang panelist if ever nga dili klaro inyuhang gi-relay pod nga message so if ever nga kana siya murag ina nga miss excuse me sir excuse me I'd like to make things clear in terms of this comment that you have given. Mao jud ni siya na ana-ana. So
Okay, miss, sige.
hanya kanang dili jud mo appear nga kanang murag di naman ni sila open for kuan way. Hopefully dili sad siya mahitabo no kay murag let's try gyud our best nga to accept na lang gyud kanang accept the comments but if ever kato lagi irrelevant kinahanglan jud mo speak up kay dili sad jud siya pwede ha nya unsa pa
Pero, ganiha, miss, katong nag-Q&A ta, miss, kay do we sound as if kunong di mi, like,
unsa
kaniha, miss ba, pag Q&A, miss, kay, did we sound as if kanang di mi open for kuan, miss?
ay dili man
Okay ra. Okay ra.
oh kay nagbisaya manggod mo
Ay, sorry, miss.
so murag I feel comfortable ra mo
Okay.
mo kuan mo chika
So, mainly on the tone of voice, ra jud, miss.
o the tone of voice ikaw Kaizen kay murag naa kay chance nga or like instances nga murag muda ko imong tingog I do not
Sorry,
know
miss.
maorag
Dool, hindi ko sa laptop, miss.
so kana lang kanang basta you I think mamakuha ra ninyo mama-feel ra ninyo unya ang kanang kuan team kanang mga overthinkers kay mo no kamutanan ni message jud mo na ako sa inyong mga concerns unya kaya ra man good parang nakulbaan lang yun siguro mo kuan lang siguro you prepare good alas what gani mo time gani
10 to 11 man siguro, miss. If
10
I'm
to
not
11 you have to be early in school at
Opo.
least 9
mistaken.
8 mo sige kamo bahala basta siguro you can also have your final practice ana nga time kana nga day kay para inig kasud ninyo ready jud and then fresh sa inyong minds. Team,
Yes.
if like I do not know if like naami script no nga i-print or index card.
Cue cards ra, miss.
Sige, cue cards. Do not read ha. Do not
Opo.
read 100% of the
Trying
time.
to familiarize and memorize, miss. Like, main highlight jud on memorize unta, miss. Pero, kanang kung di jud kaya, especially sa uban na miss kay, kanang, ang kulba pud miss ba, kay na jud by times, miss, nga confident
Yes,
na
yes.
unta ka, and then ikasod ni mo, miss, kay makalimtan.
Oo.
So, kana siya, miss.
Kana siya, kana lang yun, kanang have the cue card as your marag safe place. Kanang ganing you can
Yes.
just kanang look over in case nga naa kay nakalimtan. But mauto siya as much as possible. Do not use it for reading. Even the PowerPoint, do not read the PowerPoint, but you can murag point no, especially katong ang katubitang process nga part katong naay picture gyud sa inyong innovation, how does it work? It's good jud that you explain it as well kadto clearly, and then you point the area kani sa first nga chamber mao ni siya, second mao ni siya, kay para at least pod mao jud siya ang purpose sa visuals inyo siyang na maximize sa iyong presentation kay sa background ra na siya there. So you engage with your PPT, and then kana if ever nga naamoy mga unnecessary nga mga movements no, kay murag ma-obvious ba nga I don't know na amoy uban students nga very lihok kaayo siya mo present kay maybe because of the kakulba or like mao na gyud iyang mannerism, kanang try lang pod jud to put in mind nga ang defense is a formal jud siya nga presentation. So if ever nga naamon gyud unsa to nga team uy basta naa jud murag galaw jud kay lihok jud kaayo siya mo tabi murag kanang movement sa hand gestures pa naa gyud siya murag mag-rap na ingon ana. So kana ipa-minimize lang na if ever ingon ana mo kay ma-observe gyud siya sa panelist og dili siya appropriate sa kana nga venue. Okay? I think kana lang siguro team. And then team, ang ako na lang i-check yun aniha is the PowerPoint presentation. The script you edit. Make sure maabot siya 15 minutes. Kamu na bahala ana. I will leave that to you. I think we do not need to have another mock defense. This is good already. You have actually presented well based to no rating na ako, and I think you can do more on the actual. So what you will do now is to polish good everything and then memorize or familiarize your script, create the cue cards, the name tags, and all other preparations you need. Girls, do not wear skirts that are too short or with slits nga very high ang slit. Kay bawal siya. No, girls who are not wearing the proper attire will not be allowed to have the defense good, and that should be implemented jud siya. So para dili mo mag proposal defense on your own, ang reason pag yun kay ang outfit lang, ang follow na lang yun the correct attire. And then girl, since team, since kanang green man mo, no, ang inyong PPT, I think that is the color team that you are planning. Good sad siguro nga na inyong dress code kay naay touch of green para na kana ganing murag consistent ang inyong unsa ni dress code sa presentation og inyong aim, something like that. Para at least lang na-up siya ka ng ganapan. Okay? Black and green. Okay. So I think
Miss,
kana lang siya. Oo.
kung ikay pa panon miss, ang paper miss, unsa man miss, major revisions, like minor revisions, or go over miss sa paper miss, unsa may mong
Sige.
verdict miss?
Kuan ha ka ng, to be honest with you, it's kuan siya. Major revisions. Very straight no. Major revisions
Okay,
because
O, problema, miss.
kuan siya kay daghan kaayo mo og wala na butang gyud especially sa about your innovation kana ganing mga related. One is kanang related nga innovation sa inyo. Daghan man kayo nanjud og biofuel, no? But wala mo na ka-mention siguro sa inyong RRL about related machine nga mo convert siya to biofuel nga murag gisell somehow sa mga tao if naaman or if wala kanang unsa ra may naa diha sa market. Kay nindot man gud siya nga pang benchmark ba ninyo. Kay diha man sad mo makakita sa gap. So I think kanang pero if orally ma-defend ra gyud ninyo siya well, pero ang tan-awon man gud is the paper kung like consistent ba ang inyong mga gipang tabi sa kung unsay naa sa paper kay dili siya man oral presentation ang research. Ang gitan-aw gyud niya is that paper. Ang gipropose man gud ninyo is ang paper. But maulag ito, katong mga answers ganina ni Paul, for sure wala to sa papel. Pero you know the answer. So ingna lang sila nga we will include this in our revisions. Ana,
Okay.
ina lang sila. Then, kanang guys, sa inyong panelist bitaw, last 13 minutes, no? Last na lang po ni nato ha. Mo rest na mo inig kahuman kay naapabiya tayo klase tomorrow. Ang sa inyong
Yes, ma'am.
panelist, tambag ko. Kinsa nga inyong panelist?
Sir Romero, Miss Pareha, ug Engineer Gabuya, Miss.
Okay, si Sir Romero is assigned to what chapter?
Chap Di ko sure, Miss, kay wala man jud giingon.
Ay, chapter 1.
Chapter 1
Pero
lang.
chap 1 siguro, Miss, like according sa slide, Miss, katong gipakita ni Sir.
Oo, chapter 1. Chapter 1 si Sir Romero. Wala pa ko experience si Sir Romero nga naka-observe ko niya while siya ang panel. But si Sir Romero kay on-call, ginanamo siya nga panelist sa defense. So, basically, si Sir, it's not his first time doing this. And then, I think, pero in terms sa yung input, wala ko nakasuway yun nga naa si Sir Romero sa usa sa akong mga giadtuan nga section. So, dili ko ka feedback. Pero kana, watch out lang gid pod ni Sir kay sa unsa akong nadunggan, naara jud siya input pod, naara pod jud siya ma-question. Yeah, next si Miss Pareha. Si Miss Pareha is a science teacher. New ni siya, but she's, I think, nag-masters na ni si Miss. And then, kuan pod siya, dugay na sad siya sa teaching, world of teaching. So, I think, na-ara jud pod ni siya nindot nga ma-input. Pero first time ni Miss, kay new teacher man siya, first time ni niya. So, murag nindot ra pod nga, maka-observe ko na Miss Pareha. Kay para at least I know pod no kung kana siya. So, I think naara jud mo i-look forward pod ni Miss. So, do not underestimate the new teachers, guys. Kay wala ta kay baw, daghan jud sila mga bound. O mas andaman
Wala
jud
jud ni
nila.
Miss.
Andaman jud na nila, guys. Kay kanang panel gud sila makulbaan sad ba na ang panel nga wala sila ma-share. So, nagtuon sa jud taon na sila sa inyong paper. So, mo na siya ang reality of being a panel. So, dili jud mo underestimate. I knew. So, okay na ni. Next, si Engineer Gabuya, Chapter 3, si Miss Casey, kay teacher na siya sa USJ-R before. So, I think she also knows the process, no? Sa research journey nato sa senior high school. Si Miss kay IE ni siya, industrial.
Ay, okay, Miss.
And then,
Kanang mo align ba namin sa industrial or mas kuan ang
naara ni
mechanical?
si Miss, naara ni si Miss, very brilliant man ni siya. Very smart. Kuan ka ng panel pud ni siya nato. Ang akong na-observe ni Miss Casey no kay very strong man gud ni iyang personality. Literal. So kanang naani siya tendency nga or you think nga nangasaba siya pero wala good normal na niya. Normal na niya nga ton. So murag ang inyo jud i-watch out pangandaman is si Miss Casey. Si Miss Casey kay kana siya mura siya mga saba og students, maura jud ang iyahang way. Maura sa jud iyahang murag pagda. Amot lang karon og nausab na ba siya. But mao to siya online na last nakapanel si Miss namo. Pero wala na siya
Miss
USJ.
example.
Ah,
example daw siyang tone of voice, miss.
Ay, di ko
Ma-mimic.
kasunod, uy. Dili.
Dili gud,
Basta
miss.
kay
Dili
di pa
jud.
siya strong personality. Pero magkatawa na rin si Miss after. Kanang
Okay.
wala ra gyud niya.
Mura siya misyanes, miss.
Dili.
Mas strong si misyanes, miss, or mas fun si misyanes?
Marag lahi sa personality.
Alahi po.
Mm. O kanang very kuan na siya si Miss gyud kanang very knowledgeable sa things. O once mo comment siya kay mo give jud siya sa ihang all pod para ma-help ang mga students. Pero mao lagi to, you will be asked questions good about your product ni Miss Casey. Okay?
Noted, miss.
So mao na to team. Thank you everyone. Wala na
Ay,
no?
also, miss, parang after sa Q&A, miss ba, like, nabanay time, miss, nga pwede jud may makatalk nila without thinking about command of English and etc. Miss, na kanang about sa paper and product ra unta, miss ba, nga mangayo mig advice and everything, miss, sa
Wala.
parts na kanang wala pa nila na shed.
Wala. Actually, mao na siya ilang advice kanang during that time nga mag Q&A mo give sila questions, mo give sila comments, mo give sila advice. That's the moment nga maka-interact gyud mo. Other than that, wala na. Kay nagsunod ba jud pod sila og time, 1 hour per team. So we will be sticking to that gyud. Para dili
Pero in the
affected.
case, miss, nga early mahuman, miss.
Dili siya mahitabo.
10
Wala
minutes.
gyud siya
dili to, miss.
nahitabo karon.
Wala, miss. Kuwang-kuwang, yun.
Taas kayo kanang murag draining gyud siya. Kapoy na gani kayo, charot lang. Kadto siya kanang imagine na nag-start mi ganina og 7 ay 8 9 9 10 nya dapat mi mahuman og 5 lang gyud sa ako sa akong gipanelan 7 teams man to. Unya straight jud siya. Nya nahuman nami mga 5 almost na 540 na ano. So malapas yun siya guys. So dili jud mo makaingon nga ay 1 hour gyud ay kung ano jud 30 minutes jud amo ang Q&A. Pwede gyud siya mulapas. Basta lang gyud ma-manage. Pero if ma-manage siya sa chair of the panel, kay kana okay ra jud kaayo. Pero dili siya mahitabo nga namoy extra time. Okay? Mao na to
Noted, miss.
Sige, so kadto ha kanang team PPT. I need to check it pa. Tomorrow?
Yes, miss. Tomorrow, miss.
Okay. Sige, goodbye team. Good night everyone. Thank you.
Goodbye. Thank you, miss. Good night, miss.
I think
Thank you,
miss.
bye-bye.
Yes.
Finally. Whew. Scareta.